This is a quick guide to the longitudinal data functions of the BeWell neighbourhood data dashboard. We'll begin by looking at the different options that you have available. Two basic options. We have our Year 8 tracked cohort. These are the young people who we are tracking on an annual basis. They completed their surveys when they were in Year 8 in 2021 and Year 9 in 2022. Alternatively, you can look at our repeated snapshot cohort. So this is where we survey young people who are in Year 10 in a given school at the point of the survey. So I'm going to select the tracked cohort. We will look at levels of self-esteem. And then basically what the heat map is showing for the tracked cohort is how a particular neighbourhood's relative position has changed or not from one year to the next. So hopefully nice and intuitive. Those that are colour-coded red, relative position has declined over time relative to other neighbourhoods within GM. Those that are kind of amber have stayed roughly the same, and those that are colour-coded green have improved. As with the standard version of the data dashboard, for cross-sectional data, you can filter by year group, gender, free school meal eligibility, special educational needs, and different combinations of those filters. An alternative way of exploring this data is in table form, which I'm showing you now, and you've just got this nice handy contrast between a neighbourhood's position in the funnel plot in 2021 when the young people were in Year 8, and then in 2022 when the young people were in Year 9. So you can see the colour coding. The colour coding is green because the neighbourhood, in this case Central and Great Lever in Bolton, is green overall, but the RAG rating, because we're looking at changes, amber because that relative position hasn't changed. Hopefully that makes sense. One other thing to show you in terms of different metrics, if we look at sleep, for example, which we score in a different way. This is to do with measures where the metric is the proportion of young people scoring in a particular way. And what we can see here now in the data dashboard for sleep is the change in that proportion. So for something like sleep, the item asks young people if they're getting enough sleep to feel awake and concentrate in school the next day. Obviously what we would hope for is an improvement over time. So those neighbourhoods that are colour-coded green, it's where the percentage of young people reporting that they're getting enough sleep is improving. Those that are colour-coded red, it's where the proportion of young people reporting getting enough sleep is actually declining. And what you can see for our tracked cohort here is that actually overall the picture for GM shows that as young people have gone from Year 8 to Year 9, they're generally speaking, they're getting less sleep. What we can do though, just to show you a contrast, is if we look at our Year 10 snapshot cohort, so this is the young people who are in Year 10 in 2021 and the young people in Year 10 in 2022, it's a much more mixed picture. And this is probably what we would expect to see, because when we're looking at the longitudinal data, the young people that we're tracking over time, we know from the research that as young people get older, they tend to report getting less sleep.